Falcons, welcome to the Friday Show.
We hope you're having a great Friday so far.
We have a lot planned for you, including a story about the military.
And our first time doing a show outside, so let's get started. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Rachel, and you're watching Falcon News.
Hey Rachel, do you know many people in the family who have military?
Yeah, I do. Noah gave us more information on this.
A big subject in news and social media is the military, especially military history. So I talked with George Butella, a former Marine, about his experiences in the United States Marine Corps.
My name is George Butella. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I served in World War II and in the Korean War and almost the Vietnam War. I was training recruits. I never did get over there. I retired before they sent me over. I didn't want to go on a third combat mission. I enlisted in San Francisco. I was young, but I thought I was old enough to leave the house and strike out on my own. I decided to join the Marine Corps. I had a great deal of pride in what I was doing with my choice, the Marine Corps. I guess I was always proud of what I was doing. I was training recruits. I was an instructor. There was an article in Life magazine that covered all the services, and I settled on the Marines because they were sometimes soldiers, sometimes sailors. I served on the USS Lexington. Lexington was sunk on May of 1942. The crew of the Lexington, including me, were returned to the United States. We were the first returned veterans. And apparently there was some concern about keeping it a secret that the Lexington had been sunk. We were, when we were allowed to go into town, we were instructed not to say that we were on the Lexington.
I also interviewed Vincent Secades, a former Navy captain and helicopter pilot.
My name is Vincent Secades. I was born in Cuba a long time ago, in 1935. I joined the Cuban Navy in August of 1957. I came to the United States, to Pensacola, to undergo flight training in the U.S. Navy as a Cuban aviation cadet. And when I finished my training in the U.S., I went back to Cuba and I flew for the Cuban Navy. At that time, Fidel Castro had already taken over the government of Cuba. So I returned to Cuba in October of 1959, and I got out of Cuba in August of 1960. I didn't like the communist regime in Cuba. While in Cuba, I became involved in a plot against the Castro regime, sponsored by the Central Intelligence Agency. When I got out of Cuba, I went to Guatemala to train in the CIA training camp there, and I began to fly missions to Cuba to support the anti-Castro guerrillas in the Escambray Mountains and the Sierra Maestra in Cuba.
Both of these men's stories are ones that I will never forget, and I hope you won't either. So give a salute to those proud veterans once in a while. This is Noah Secades reporting for Falcon News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Noah. That was great.
Well, with that, to wrap it up, we hope you have a great Friday.
Have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next time
on Falcon News.